Hey, what's up guys? It's Ex-Mormon with My Spiritual Life, and today we're talking about my favorite thing, guilt. Why is it my favorite thing? Well, if you've ever been Mormon, or any other high demand religion for that matter, you've probably never lived without guilt. So guilt's probably your favorite too. I get this question probably more than anything else from people who reach out to me. Morgan, how do you deal with the guilt? Morgan, how do you get rid of the guilt? Morgan, how do you help? Well, the simple answer is shove it way down deep inside of you with all the other yucky stuff you don't want to look at. But I do have some other ideas in case that one is not working out well for you right now. I got this question so much, I actually designed an entire webinar around it, which I'm so excited about. So I wanted to announce that today in this video as well, that on July 30th, I'm going to be doing a webinar with my business partner, Angie Monco from Harmony Harbor, called 5 Steps to Ditch the Ex-Mormon Guilt. And this won't just be for ex-Mormons, of course, like any amount of high demand religion guilt. I think this process that we came up with is going to be super, super helpful. So if you want to register for that webinar, it's free. The link is in the description below to register, and it's July 30th at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Anyway, I wanted to take this opportunity and have this video be a little bit more about my experience with guilt personally. And let me tell you guys, I'm not joking around when I say guilt is my favorite. So let's get into it. There were 2 things that caused me the most amount of guilt with regards to leaving the church. Thing number 1, I felt guilty for betraying God. Now this encompassed like drinking coffee or not going to church or letting my temple recommend expire. Drinking alcohol. Sorry, Mom. And doing heroin. Wait, cut that out. Sorry. Yep. No. Anyway, there was a lot of guilt that came from just doing anything that wasn't the Mormon thing. Like, I'm still nervous to get another ear piercing, even though I would really like one. But I'm also a little bit nervous because, ow. The hurt and pain and guilt I felt over these things was seriously real and deep, and it was really hard to deal with. Like, I would sit there, I remember the first time I drank alcohol, and I just had a sip and I sobbed for the rest of the night because it just felt so symbolic of me just betraying God, betraying my family values, like betraying myself. Like, it all just felt so hard and personal. And so I really feel for anyone that's in this situation with any high demand religion, because you've been taught your whole life that a certain thing is evil. So how do you not feel like an evil person when you do those things? It's really hard. One thing that's helped me with that is kind of trying to trace things back to the source. Like, why do I feel guilty about this? Okay, well, because so-and-so told me I should feel guilty about this. And maybe that's not the truth that I believe now. So kind of deconstructing that way has helped a little bit. Time has helped a lot. And also just trying to get more confident in who I am and realizing that I am making good decisions for my life has helped a lot as well. Number 2 reason that I felt a lot of guilt when I left the church was from the family disappointment and disapproval and judgment. So it sucks feeling like your family doesn't get you. It sucks feeling like they're going to not view you in the same way anymore. And it sucks when they say really hurtful things, especially like when you first leave, because they're kind of in shock and everything. And it can cause a lot of guilt because it's like you're rocking the boat. You're messing up everyone's vibe and everyone's all upset and disappointed and angry and all this stuff. And it's hard when your whole life you've been taught to kind of please everyone else and do everything for everyone else. It's hard not to let the weight of their opinions and their upsetness make you feel bad. Like, if only I could just believe, then everyone would be happy. I remember thinking that a lot, actually. Like, if I could just go back to church and just believe, most of my problems would go away. Because so many of my problems were around not believing. And the drama it was causing from family and da-da-da. So, anyway. I want to read this quote that I found on Instagram the other day from Post-Mormon Health. Most Mormons and ex-Mormons are people pleasers because they've been systematically taught that their thoughts and feelings don't matter. And that struck me to my very core, you guys. And I know I say that about a lot of things, but I'm serious this time because guilt has plagued me my whole life. It's pretty much been my kryptonite. It's like the kryptonite of a people pleaser, right? Is that guilt. We have to do all this crap we don't want to do because we don't want to feel guilty. And literally everything makes us feel guilty. So this just struck me really hard because when we're told over and over again growing up that our thoughts or feelings don't really matter or they aren't as important as someone else's thoughts or feelings or an organization's thoughts or feelings, then we tend to follow this track of shaming ourselves and feeling bad whenever we let other people down or get disappointed or upset with other people. There are so many things about a faith crisis that is so hard. And honestly, I think guilt is one of the biggest ones for me. Guilt and then, rejection of family and stuff like that. I'd probably put rejection of family higher up on the list, but ultimately, I haven't experienced near as much rejection as a lot of ex-Mormons do. As an ex-Mormon, we end up in this battle of fighting against this guilt of pleasing everyone and trying to be ourselves for the very first time ever. And it's this crazy thing that goes down in our minds because it's for the very first time ever, you might actually be asking yourself, what do I really want? What really matters to me? What do I want to do with my life, with my choices, with whatever? And you're just coming up hard against that, feeling shut down from disappointing everyone or being judged by everyone. And it's just so heavy to try and carry all of that. But there's hope, everyone. I know you probably think it might not be possible to live without guilt, but I'm learning more and more in my own life, doing my own inner work and working with other people and helping them work through their crap, that guilt isn't something that you have to buy into. Now, of course, it's people say guilt is there for a good reason because it stops us from being stupid or whatever. It's yes, but to the extent that I've felt guilt in my life and you've probably felt it in your life is just crazy unhealthy. Have you ever done that thing where someone bumps into you at the store and then you apologize? That's an excessive amount of guilt. Feeling bad for things that are not even your fault. Anyway, but what I'm seeing over and over again is that as we're willing to work through the guilt, to get to the core of the guilt, and to remind ourselves that we really are good people and we don't need to feel bad for A, B, C, or whatever. The more we do that, the better we feel and the less we worry about what other people are thinking of us. Because in the end, we're you know what? Despite what everyone else thinks, I know I'm doing my best. I know I think I'm a good person. And I know I think doing this thing, drinking coffee or something, is not a big deal to me. And I think it can make all the difference in this journey. And honestly, one of the big pieces of it all too is you got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself time to adjust to this totally new way of thinking. I've thought this way for 25 years. And I gotta be patient with myself in the moments that I am feeling guilty over something that I know I probably shouldn't feel guilty over or would really like to not feel guilty over. I gotta be patient with myself because it's hard to try to get that new train of thinking. And it takes a little bit of time in adjusting to it. I hope you guys found this helpful. It is just hard. There are a lot of things about leaving a high demand religion that are hard, and guilt is, like I said, one of my favorite. So if you would like to learn more about how to ditch the ex-Mormon guilt, please sign up for my free webinar. It's actually going to be like an interactive thing where we can do a Q&A at the end. So I'll actually get to meet some of you guys, which I'm super excited about. So please, if you're interested, sign up for the webinar. If you can't attend live, we'll be sending the recording out for everyone who's signed up. Ultimately, you deserve to feel good about who you are, no matter what you believe. And I hope this webinar and this video will help you with that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow. And a huge shout out to our amazing Patreons who, what the heck, you guys are fantastic. Just stop. No, don't stop. Keep doing it, but metaphorically, stop. I can't handle it. I love it. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.